Okay, so I moved the camera in a little bit closer so you guys can see it. The first thing you'll see right here, I'll get an alien key to point this out. It's probably the best color. So, what's this? The first thing you see here is your firing mode. It says semi. You can easily change firing modes by pressing the power button. Auto, ramping, PSP, NXL, Millennium, and then back to semi. Below that is your capped balls per second. You can see that will change when you turn the eyes off, depending on what you have it set to. You can turn the eyes off by just holding the power button like I did. Next up right here is your breach setting. You see it says ball and breach, and this has a power saving feature. When it detects the balls in breach, it actually turns the eyes off because it knows that there's going to be a ball there. And when you pull it, it knows that the shot had happened, so it resets it and turns the eyes back on. There's a ball in the breach. You can see here you have your breach walls, your detents, and then a ball. When there's nothing in it, there's going to be an X. That means empty breach, and you're going to hear that beeping noise out on the field when there's nothing in there. Eyes off, there's going to be a question mark, and you're not going to see the detent type things going across, which I think is an I-beam actually. And your little eye signal right here is going to go half shut, whereas right here it's open. What that means is it's looking for a ball. It's seen a ball and it's still open, but when you turn the eyes off, it goes half shut, saying that like my eyes are closed and not looking. Next you see a little lock. That's your tournament lock. Right now mine's unlocked, so it's off. Obviously if it's locked it'd be on. Next you're going to see your battery status. I'm about 3/4 of the way full on this battery. When it gets low, there'll be an X across it, and when it's totally dead, you won't see anything. So, of course, when it's full, it's going to be full, and it's going to show you the amount of percent as it goes down. When it gets below, I think 10%, it goes to X, and you'll hear a beep a couple times. And then when it's totally dead, obviously your board won't start up. Below that, you have a little folder type thing with a letter on it. That's what profile you're in, A, B, C, D, E, or F. There are 6 different profiles in this board that you can save. So that's a nice little feature there. And that's basically your overview of the whole board. That goes through all the programming I just did. So now I'm going to back the camera out again and do my thoughts about it. Okay, so these are going to be my thoughts on the E-Tech 3 LT or AM Rampage board. Overall, I really like this board. It has a lot of modes of fire. It can shoot really fast, up to 39.9 balls per second to be exact. Although the solenoid won't keep up with that, it is an extremely fast board. And it's cost friendly. That's the main thing that sold me on this board is $185 for an OLED for the Virtues. $185 plus an AM frame if you don't have it for the Immortal board. I think it's like $165 for the Tadal boards. This is $110 and it has the OLED screen, so it's as cheap as the LED interface type board without the cost. One thing I don't like about it though is you don't have the function of the LEDs except for when turning the board off. You don't get the cool light show except for just a little run through. So when you're playing, you don't really get the full effect of your breach status except for beeps, because when you're playing, your hand covers that OLED board and you kind of have a gap where you can look on the LEDs, and that's why they're there. So I wish that the Ape board company, I wish that Ape would have incorporated the LEDs a little bit more with breach settings and breach status, but I know why they eliminated that, and that was to keep the cost down low. Obviously, having OLED and that, such as the Virtue or the Immortal, and that's why it costs $185 because it has both. But you know, it's just really nice to not have to actually turn your gun in the middle of playing to see what's going on. I wish that they could just have kind of how the old board did, good battery and your eye status. So that's just my only thing I don't like about this board. It's still a really nice board. You know, the grips feel good in your hands. I've had 8,500 or however many shots through this board, and I've only had one problem with that, and that was with Toon Assist. Basically, it messed up my dwell, so I reset it. I put my dwell back to a little bit over stock. I have it set to like 18 right now, or 18 or 17, so I have it a little bit high, but it's better than 24 to 0. My main dwell is like at 8, so I have a perfect balance. I like it at 18 and 8. However, there's controversy on what to put that with, and I know that. To me, it gives me a good shot, although my efficiency isn't as good. So, that about sums this board up. Let's see, I did the unboxing, installing, programming, did the overview, and I'm in final thoughts. So, sorry, I had to do a mental checklist there. Make sure I'm not forgetting anything on this board. I just can't explain how nice this board is, besides the two cons of Toon Assist not putting your dwell right and the LEDs. All the pros are it's fast, easy to set. Obviously there's an OLED screen, cost, grips are nice, easy to use, user friendly. You always hear the Ape boards have a steep learning curve, not with this. Nope, really easy to use. You see, a little bit hard to take apart and put back in with the switches and the plugs, but definitely a really nice board. Give it a 9.5 out of 10. So, thank you for watching. Please subscribe.